Okay. Good evening to all. I think everyone can hear me very clearly, right? Pute. Okay, Pute. Good evening. Good evening to all. Good evening. Last week, if you can remember, we started the 9th competency. Right. So I think except one of the attendants today, Jevin, all others, right, have been attending for the classes from the beginning. Okay. Puta and the newcomer, Jevin, Pute. So I think, you can remember the very first day where we started the lesson, business and accounting studies. There I told you how important this lesson is. How important this lesson is, this subject is. Okay. Today, right? Let me recall another point which I mentioned in the first session, right? Because it is very well applicable on this competency. I told you very clearly, right? In O levels, you are reading 9 subjects, Naputa. Right? You are reading 9 subjects, right? All the subjects are equally important, right? All the subjects are equally important. But do you know, out of all those things, right? The practical usage is available in this particular subject. Because I told you, right? Each and every one of you will engage with, right, a revenue producing activity in future. I mean, all of you, in simple words, each and every one of you will engage in a business or a profession in the future. Sometimes one of you wanted to become an engineer. Okay, maybe a few doctors, specialist doctors are here. Maybe, who knows? Sometimes, right? Sometimes I may teach some, right? Bankers, managers of bankers here, right? Who knows? That is your future. Do you know, Puta, whatever the profession that you will engage, this particular lesson, this particular subject is directly or indirectly involved. Okay. The reason is all those professions, all those businesses are connected with cash. Okay. Connected with cash. Therefore, Pute, I think all of you can remember, right? The method, right? The different methods I used to introduce this particular subject. Okay. Pute, this is competency 9. If you can remember, last week, I gave you a few notes in the first session of the 9th competency. We discussed about a few things. I told you, right? A business or maybe an individual can open 3 types of, okay, let me increase the size of the letters, right? 3 types of, okay, 3 types of accounts, okay, in a bank. An individual or a business, both, they can open 3 types of accounts in a bank. Okay, then I told you those accounts can be named as, right? So now we have 2 newcomers today. Herschel, I think I pronounce your name correctly. Herschel and Jevin. Huh? Right. ආගන්න පැටියෝ. A person or a business can open 3 types of accounts. 3 types of accounts. Okay, pute. They are, first account is savings account. I think we all are aware of that. I told you that I asked this last question last week also, right? At this time, most of you may have a savings account which is funded by your parents. Okay. And the second one is fixed deposit. Okay, fixed deposit. Okay, fixed deposit. And the third type is current account. Current accounts. These are the 3 types of accounts where an individual or a business can open in a bank. Okay, pute, something to be noted that in this particular competency, we are discussing on current accounts. Okay, we are not discussing the savings account or fixed deposits in this lesson. But listen to me, right? All these things, right? I mean, all these types of accounts, I mean, savings, fixed, also in so the current accounts will be introduced to you in grade 11, right? Grade 11 syllabus. Okay, it will be introduced to you on a grade 11 syllabus. But for the moment, listen to me. In this competency, we are reading regarding the current accounts. Current accounts. Then, පුතාලට මතක නම්, as we have 2 newcomers today, I'm explaining it a bit, right? පොඩක් අහගන්න. පුතේ, current account. What is a current account? මොකද්ද මේ current account එකක් කියන්නේ? I told you that a current account is, right? Current account is an account, okay? Account which facilitates to transact via checks. An account which facilitates to transact via checks. Okay, Puta? Okay, good. Right? Then I told you another thing regarding the current accounts, right? This current account is recognized by a business as අපේ ළමයි දන්නවා මං හිතන්නේ Jevin and Herschel. I think these words have been introduced to you in the 4th competency now, right? Current account or the bank account is usually recognized by the business as an asset. Asset. Okay. Then in the 6th competency, I told you for assets, there is a double entry principle. There is a double entry principle for assets. Okay. Okay, there are double entry principles. So, Puta, these 2 principles are applied on the bank account as well. That is, increase debit and decrease credit. It means, Puta, whenever the bank account, I mean the bank account balance increases, that should be debited to the bank account, right? When you have, when the bank account is decreased, it will be credited to the bank account. Pute, another thing. Puta, දැන් අහගන්න හැමෝම හොඳට. A bank account can be increased with, right, mainly with 2 things. 2 things. They are, Pute, first one, cash deposits. When a business deposits cash in a bank account, you can understand the balance of the bank account increases. Therefore, it is debited to the bank account. Not only that, Puta, check deposits. Okay, you can deposit both cash and checks, no? As a result of these two things, Pute, always remember, the bank account balance increases, so it is debited to the bank account. Okay, and then the bank account may decrease. The bank account may decrease, right, as a result of the following. That means payments made through checks. Payments made through checks. බලන්න කොච්චර ලස්සන පින්තූරයක් හදුනද කියලා අපිට නේද? දැන් ඔහොම තමයි පුතා පාඩම් කරන්නත් ඕනේ. So whenever you study something, right, take a rough paper, draw a flow chart like this. See how easily you can remember the thing. So to be honest, Puta, these are the different techniques which I used, right? I can still remember when I was studying in my O-level classes, also in A-levels, right? So now most of you can remember this as a as a story. On last week, as we have two newcomers, I'm going to explain the double entries which were used, right? I'm going to clear this, right? Puta, I told you, right, we have to follow a few journal entries related with the bank account. So Puta, whenever you deposit, okay, cash in a bank account, it is recorded in the bank account, or the journal entry record like this. If you deposit, let's say this cash deposit, you have received this cash from a debtor. Okay, debtor කෙනෙක්ට සල්ලි දීලා තියෙනවා. And you make the deposit, cash නෙමෙයි පුතා, check deposit. Check deposit. A debtor of your business has given a check to you, right? Has given a check to you on a date, and you have deposited the check in the bank account on the same date. Look how it is recorded. Puta, bank account debit. Okay, bank account debit. Why? I told you that the bank account is an asset. Asset increase is a debit. And who gave this? Debtors. So, debtor account credit. Debtor account credit. So, this is the journal entry that we have to use when you deposit a check received from a debtor on the same day itself. Right. And the next one, Puta, next one, again, let's say, again a check deposit. Check deposit. This time, let's say, Puta, you received this check for a sale. And you deposit the check on the same day. Again, bank account debit. Then මේ ටික පුළුවන් නම් මතක තියාගෙන ඉන්න. හරිද? Bank account debit. This time you have to credit the sales account. Sales account. Okay. මේ බලන්න පුතා. Financial accounting or accounting is all about identifying the double entry system. I think most of you can remember that word. අපි තව එකක් ගමුකෝ. මේක මම ගිය සතියේ කිව්වේ නැති එකක්. පුතේ, let's say that you have received a check. Okay, check deposit. Let's say you received a check for an income. අපි හිතමුකෝ මෙහෙම. Received commissions. You have earned, right, an income. Or sometimes, let's say, you have received rent, right, through a check. How do you record it? If you deposit it on the same day, මේ බලන්න පුතා, again the bank account is debited. පොඩි දේවල් පුතේ, හරිද? Bank account is debited. And the same is credited to the right commissions received. Commissions received account is credited. හරිද පුතේ, හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න මොන දෙයක් තිබ්බත්, right, it doesn't matter, right, it doesn't change the base. පුතේ, now what we have to understand here, every deposit is debited to the bank account and the other account is credited. බලන්න මං හරිද කියන්නේ? Every deposit, every single deposit, මේ බලන්න, මෙයා deposit එකක් debit වෙලා තියෙනවා. Even this is a deposit, debited. Even this one is a deposit, right, it is debited to the bank account. මතක තියාගන්න. Right? Are we clear? Okay. Now, I'm going to give you another note. හරිද? පුතේ, sometimes, right, the businesses do not deposit the checks. Okay? Businesses do not deposit the checks on the date of the receipt. It means the businesses do not deposit the checks in the bank on the same day where they have collected the checks. Okay. So, Buddha, I told you, at the point of the collection of the check, those businesses recognizes it as a receipt of cash. Receipt of cash. They receive a check, but at the point of the date, point of the collection, it is recognized as a receipt of cash. හරිද? මේක cash receipt එක විතර මේක සලකන්න. Therefore, they don't debit the bank account at the date of the receipt. What do? They debit the cash book. Cash book is debited. Okay. මම පැත්තට දාගන්නවා. Cash book debit. They remember, they receive a check, but they don't deposit that check in the bank on the same day. So how do they recognize it? They recognize it as a receipt of cash. And they credit it to the debtor account. Okay. Debtor account, sales account, if it is for a sale, or relevant income. Relevant income is credited. Okay. ඔන්න ඕකයි පුතා ඇත්තටම වෙන්නේ. Right? Right. හරිද? පුතේ. Now later, now remember පුතා මම ආයි පාරක් කියනවා, this cash is not in fact the cash, right? It is a check. මේ cash කියලා මම මෙතන ලියුවට පුතා මෙතන තියෙන check එක. හරිද? Although I debited that to the cash book, we received a check. Okay, we received a check. Now remember, this check has to be deposited in the bank on a later date. Then what we have to do? When the check is deposited, right? When you deposit the check on a later date, this is how you record it. Again, I told you know that it is that every deposit should be debited to the bank. Bank account debit. Bank account debit, right? And the cash book credit. Cash book credit. Are we clear? Are we clear? ඔන්න මම ආපහු පාරක් පුතේ ගිය සතියේක පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරනවා, because we have two newcomers today. Right. And then this is regarding the deposits, no? Puta, last week I told you, right? We have to concentrate on, right, the payments also, payments of checks. Let's say, Puta, you have paid a creditor through a check. You have paid a creditor through a check. How do you record it? Now this time the bank account decreases. So this is how we record. This is how you record it. First, you settle a liability. No? Creditor account debit. Creditor account debit. Okay. And credit the bank account. You have to credit the bank account. This is how you make the payment. This you record the payment made to a creditor. Sometimes, do you know, the business can purchase goods or purchases through, okay, through a check. You have purchased goods with a check. How do you record it? This time, purchasers account debit. Purchasers account debit. Okay. And credit the bank account as the assets decreases. Right. So these are the main things that I have to explain. Then Puta, last week I explained a new concept called dishonored checks as well. Okay, Jevin and Herschel, right? Try your best to understand these things, Puta. If you want, this is to you, to both of you. If you want the previous recordings, right? Just give me a call after the class, because no, not after the class, after 8:30, right? You can give me a call. We can discuss about it later. So Pute, with this particular introduction, I'm taking you to the, give me a minute. I'm taking you to the, right, competency today. Okay, competency today. Listen to me. Puta, last week, I explained all the journal entries required. And here we have the format of a bank account. It is 100% equal with the bank, right? So the cash book. Puta, if you want more details, right? This side is called as the debit side. Debit side. Right? From this date column to this amount. Okay. This is recognized as the debit side. Debit side. Debit side. Okay, debit. So every deposit is debited to the bank account. Okay, and then Puta, from this date to the other amount column, it is the credit side. Credit side. Every payment made through a check is recorded in the credit side. Are we clear? Are we clear? Right. Today, once again, I forgot to tell you something. Bank account is a prime entry book with a dual role. Okay, dual role. Okay, Puta? Right, good. Now listen to me. Pute, in this activity, I'm giving you the experience of preparing the cash book and updating the bank account together. But in this activity, in the last week activity, I included other ledger accounts also. No? I felt that it is a little bit complicated for you to understand. So for this week, we are discussing only the preparation of the cash book and the preparation of the bank account only. So in the next week, we are discussing small questions where we have to prepare the bank account and the other relevant ledger accounts. Okay, good. Puta, look at this one. I have given you a set of transactions, right? Pute, the most important thing that you can recognize in the questions, right, related with the bank account is, if the transaction is involved with a bank, most of the time, it is supported with a check number. What a pain on? Right? Because I told you, payments are made through checks. You can deposit checks in the current account. Therefore, right, if the transaction is involved with the bank account, it is connected with a check number. Right. Now listen to me. I'm going to take you to the Excel sheet. ළමයි මාත් එක්ක දැන් මේක ලස්සන්ට complete කරගන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? complete කරගන්න ඕනේ. Give me a minute. Okay. පුතා. Hold on for a second. Right. Here we go. This is the format of the cash book, and here we have the format of the bank account. Right? හරි. මේ බලන්න පුතේ ආපහු පාරක් debit side එකේ columns ටික මතක තියාගන්න පුතා. I told you for your term tests none of these formats will be given. Okay? But in the theory class, right? Theory class, for you to maintain the correct process or correct order, I am giving all the required formats. Okay, children, right? But it is your responsibility to remember or memorize all these formats. It's very simple, right? So in the debit side, we have a date column, receipt number, description, LF, discounts allowed amount. Pute, I give you exactly 2 minutes to go through this question. හරිද? කවුරුත් කරන්න හදන්න එපා පැටියෝ. තාම ඔයා කරන්න දන්නේ නැහැ. Right? දන්න උනත් කරන්න එපා, වරදින්න පුළුවන්. Just go through all these transactions. ටක් ගාලා බලා ගන්න පුතා. I give you 2 minutes. Start it now. Have you all read it? Right. Let's record it now. පුතා, අපි හිමීට මේ ගාන කරමු. Right? Once again, I am so concerned with the 2 newcomers today. Right? And also with other students. Right? So I think you all can remember we started the grade 10 class on last December. Right? Last December. So I told you my plan is this, to cover the syllabus by this December, before the December, right? I'm going to cover your syllabus and we will start the grade 11 syllabus, right, on December. That is my plan. Right? That is the plans, right, for the moment. If it is not, we can, if you want, if I feel that most of the time your terms may be extended for the next year, if that happens, let's think about that particular point again. Okay, children. Okay, children. Let's move to the first, right, information provided. 1st of May, cash book balance is 45. This have you write it. आप मेहमने नේද පුතේ. आप मेहमने सामान्‍යයෙන් අපි balance එක ලියන්නේ. opening balance එක, right? පුතා, cash book debit balance. The date 1st of May. Write down the date first. 1st of May. There is no receipt number. Balance brought forward. BBF. Balance brought forward. Okay, balance brought forward. How much is the balance of the cash book? It is 45,000. Write it down. In the cash book, the date is 1st May, balance description, balance brought forward, it is 45,000 in the cash book. Right? The next is to record the bank account balance. Bank account balance, right? Puta, the date is again, now this is the balance of the bank account. 1st of May. Description, balance brought forward, amount 30,000. 30,000. Balance of the bank account. Okay, students, right. The next transaction is on 3rd of May, issued a check for a purchase 18,000. Now this is a payment made through a check. Then out of these two prime entry books, where we can record it, in the cash book or in the bank account? Class, but I need the answer. Out of these two prime entry books, where we can record it? What is your answer? Ashen Ternavada, very good Ashen. It can be recorded in the bank account. Why? This payment, right? The payment was made through, yes, Jevin, very good, through a check. I told you, if the particular payment is made through a check, it is reported in the bank account. What is the date? The date is 3rd of May. This time the bank account credits. Why? Why the bank account credits, Pata? Because it's a payment. When you have made a payment through a check, the bank account balance decreases. Asset decrease is a credit. Asset decrease is a credit. So, Pute, I record this in the credit side of the bank account, right? Voucher number is not given. I have not given the voucher number. Anyway, the description is purchasers. Lamai, mataka atuwa, right? This payment was made through a check. Include the check number in the description column. Check number 6245. Do you understand? Credit the bank account. Right? I told you in the bank account, we record, we credit the payments made through the checks. So please make sure that you include the check number in the description column within a bracket. Then write the amount. How much is it? 18,000. Now the bank account is credited. Don't forget, the purchases account is required to be debited to complete the double entry system. Because every single transaction has a debit and a credit entry. This is the credit entry. But on the next week, we are discussing on them. Right? Good. And the next one, Puta, 8th of May, received a check for a sale valued 28,000 and deposited the check in the bank on the same day. Received a check for a sale. The date is 8th of May. Received a check for a sale valued 28,000 and deposited the check in the bank on the same day. Check number 8512. My question is, out of these two prime entry books, cash book and the bank account, read it very carefully. Tell me where we have to record it. Remember, the check is deposited on the same day in the bank account. Then, what is your idea? Dishans, how was the exam today, Puta? How was the exam today? Easy, right? Okay, we'll see. I'll give you the marks by by this Wednesday. I'll give you the marks. Okay, right. Listen to me. Listen to me. Putahagan. This check has been deposited in the bank account on the same day, right, of the deposit. Therefore, I told you, if you receive a check and deposit it on the same day in the bank account, you can record that in the bank account on the same day. So I'm going to record it like this way. 8th of May, I haven't included a receipt number here. It is received for a sale. Description is sales. And children, don't forget to record the check number. Check number 8521. Sorry, 8512. 8512. Amount is how much? 28,000. 28,000. Okay. Now, the bank account debits. Then the sales account is required to be credited, right? Yes. But in this question, I am not updating any of the other accounts as I need to concentrate on the preparation of the bank account. Okay, great. On 10th, issued a check to pay the rent 15,000. Once again, what is the required prime entry book? Is it the cash book or the bank account? Is it the cash book or the bank account? Tell me. This payment is made through a check once again. Yes, very good, Puta. Very good. It is the bank account again. Credit the bank account. Niyamai Pute, niyamai additions. Credit the bank. It's a payment. It's a payment. It's a payment. Yes, Duniti. The bank account is credited. The date is Puta. The date is 10th May. 10th of May. Right? 10th of May. It is rent. Check number 6246. 6246. It is 15,000. 15,000. Then make a තේරෙන ළමෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්න. If someone can understand, right, what I'm doing here, they can continue the question. Okay. Puta, now the bank account is credited, no? What I have told you, every single transaction has a dual entry, debit and credit. Now the bank account is debited, now the rent account should be credited. Remember that. Right. Now the next one, received a check from a debtor, check number 3320 valued 18,000, allowed discount too. But in this one, I haven't said that the check has deposited in the bank. Therefore, be very careful. You can't record the transaction on 11th May directly in the bank account since the check is not being deposited on the 11th. Then we have to record it. Cash book. It is true that we have received a check, but the check was not deposited in the bank on the same date. Then what I've told you, recognize that receipt of a check as a receipt of cash. I'm recording it like this way. 11th of May, description, debtor. Debtor. And this debtor made the payment through a check bearing the number 3320. 3320. Okay. At the point of the collection, the business has allowed the discount of 2,000 and collected a check worth 18,000. At the point of the collection, we have to record the allowed discount. At the point of the collection. Point of the collection, the discount is recorded. Right? Good. The next one, at the same time, Puta, try to understand this particular 18,000 is credited to the debtors account. And this 2,000 is also credited to the debtors account. Remember that, huh? And the next one, deposited 15,000 in a bank account. But I told you, no, in the bank account, we can deposit both cash and checks. Now, the business has deposited 15,000 in the bank account. Now, where we should debit it? Bank. Because asset bank increases. The date is Puta 13th May. Here, it is cash book. Though this particular transaction doesn't bear a check number because it is not a check deposit, it is a simple cash deposit. How much? 15,000. Bank account debit. Bank account debit. Okay, students. Bank account debit. At the same time, we have the account to be credited here, cash book. The date is 13th May. Description, bank account, and it is credited 15,000. 15,000. Okay, 15,000. Bank account debit, cash book credit. තේරුණාද පැටියෝ? හොඳයි. ඔන්න ඊළඟ transaction එක ළමයි. Can you all highlight the next transaction, please? I mean this one, the transaction on 15th. Can you highlight it, please? Now what it says? මේ බලන්න. On 11th May we received a check. No? Okay. But on 11th, it was not deposited in the bank. On 15th, only the check is going to be deposited. Check number 3320. 3320. Highlight the transaction on 15th. And do you see, on the 11th, we have recorded the collection of the check as a collection of cash. Now, what we are going to do on 15th, okay, on 15th, we are going to record it. So we are going to record, deposit that in the bank, right? Give me a minute. Yes. Now we are going to, deposit the check in the bank. Puta, the bank account should be debited. Before that, the cash book should be credited because now we are going to deposit the check from the cash book. Right? So, Puta, write the date first, 15th May, bank account, today, write the check number 3320. I'm going to deposit this check. When you deposit the check, you can't record the discount allowed again. Because you allowed the discount at the collection of the check. Now we are going to deposit only the check. So credit the cash book 18,000 only. If you write the discount again in here, your transaction is completely incorrect because this is for the received discounts. Now this 2,000 is not a received discount. You record the allowed discount, right, at the point of the collection from the debtor. Now what do? We simply deposit the check in the bank account. Right. Cash book credit. Now don't forget, the bank account has to be debited. 15th May, cash book, write the check number, 3320, 18,000. Puta, you can't record the allowed discount again because we never allowed a discount on 15th. We allowed the discount on 11th. It has already been recorded. So on this date, we never allowed a discount. We just deposited the check. So avoid recording the allowed discount on this date as well. Lazy neda puta. Right. Himitiya hadisiyak ne. Then Duniti, Amir, right? Ashen, Netmi, Sanuka. Can you tell me where we should record the transaction on 17th May? In which prime entry book? In which prime entry book we have to record the transaction on 17th? In which prime entry book? It is not in the bank account. Why? It is a payment made through cash in hand. How do you recognize it? Here, I have not included any check number here. So what we can understand with that, okay, this particular payment has been made through, it is made through cash in hand. I would record that particular payment in the cash book. Very good. Very good, Puta. Herschel, right? It is not in the bank account, sir. Why? It doesn't involve a check number. So record this payment in the cash book like this. The date is 17th May. Water bill, right? How much? 6,000. We have cash book credit. Remember, we have to open a new account for the water bill and it is debited by 6,000. 6,000. Harida, right. 18th of May, paid a check value 20,000 for salaries, check number 6247, right? 18th. Now we are going to make a payment, right? Paid a check valued 20,000 for salaries, right? Harida, api දැන් check එකක් pay කරන්න යන්නේ. Hari. So puta, that is for the salaries, right? Now what is the prime entry book? It is, this payment is made through a check. Use the bank account. Use the bank account. 18th May. Yes, 18th May. Yes, Herschel, that is correct. Now the payment is made through a check. We have to use the bank account. Okay. You don't call it the bank book. It is bank account. Cash book and bank account. Okay. So on 18th, we have to record the, right, the payment. It is for salaries. Don't forget the check number. 6247. 6247. Amount is 20,000. 20,000. Here, shall I tell you something? What that in the payment side, the checks are according to the consecutive order. Harini, have you seen a checkbook? Have you seen a checkbook? I think yes, right? Yes. So in the checkbook, the checks are given in a certain order. So when we issue it, we have to follow that particular order. Very simple. Right. Good. 22nd of May, the owner withdrew 7,000 for his personal use. is not that a check number is not available. Yes, that is debited to the cash book. Okay, cash book and the bank account Hershala. Cash book, right? So Pute, we have to credit that to the cash book. Very good. Bohomodai Puta, Bohomodai. Huh? How do you recognize it now? Because that payment doesn't involve a check number. So record this payment. The date is 22nd of May. 22nd of May. What do you call this? Matakadoi vachane, drawings. Drawings. When the owner has withdrawn something for his private use, it is called as the drawings. How much is it? 7,000. Drawings account debit, cash book credit. Cash book credit. Okay, good. 25th May, received a check for a sale valued 25,000. Buddha, please note that the check is not deposited on the same date. Then what we should do? Now it is in the bank account. Very good, Putha. Very good. Huh? Let's record it now. Right? Wait a minute. Sorry. We haven't deposited that in the bank account. So it is not in the bank account. Balana Putha. We have received a check, but it is not deposited on the same day. So I told you, in such occasions, that should be treated as a receipt of cash. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to record it like this way. 25th May. Why I'm using the cash book, Putha? The check is not deposited in the bank on the same date. So we are recognizing it as, right, a collection of cash. Pute, sale, check number, it is 941111. Amount is 25,000. 25,000. Cash book debit, sales credit. Sales credit. Sales credit. Right? Good. Now the next one, 26th May, paid a creditor with a check value 26,000, received discount 4,000, check number 6248. A payment made through a check. Where we should record it? Is it in the cash book or in the bank account? Duniti? What I think me prashne harim lesi kila man danno. Where is it? Directly in the bank account. Why? The payment includes a check number. Record it like this way now. The date is Puta. The date is 26th May. 26th of May. Creditor. Creditor. Check number 6248. 6248. Be very careful. On the payment, on the date of the payment, we have to record the received discount 4,000 and the value of the check issued for the purpose of payment is 26,000. 26,000. On the same date, we debit the creditor's account by 26,000 and we debit the creditor's account by 4,000 for discount receipt. Lamai, if you have a highlighter, you can highlight the transaction on 29th of May. Because on that date, we deposit the check received on 25th, right? Bearing the number 9411. අපි මෙයාව deposit කරන්න යන්න පුතේ අපි මේ ටිකක් අයින් කරගමු නේද වැඩි මේවා. Right? හරිද? Right. Now, do you see on 25th they received a check? Now we are going to write, give me a minute. Now we are going to deposit it in the bank. The date is Puta, the date is 29th. 29th of May. The description is bank account. Lamai, include the check number 9411. 9411. Amount is Pute. Amount is how much? It is 25,000. Cash book credit. Cash book credit. And debit the bank account. Debit the bank account. Right? Bank account is debited 29th of May. Cash book, check number 9411, 25,000. This is the patio. Right? On 30th, we have received a check for a sale, 20,000, and deposited into the bank account on the same day. 30th May, sale, check number 1274. Yes, Puta, bank account is debited. Why? We deposit the check on the same date. Same date. Sales. Right? Sales. It is 20,000. 20,000. So this have you record the transaction on 30th May. 30th May. Harida. Right. බලන්න ලස්සන්ට හැදිලා තියෙනවා නේද වගේ account එක මේ වගේ. මේ බලන්න. Right, look at the order. See. So if a business record the transactions like this, it is very easy for that business to collect the information, recognize the information. Here we have the cash receipts. Here we have the cash payments. Here we have the deposited made in the bank account. Here we have the payments made through checks. See, this is the knowledge which is given by this particular subject. Okay, children. පුතා දන්නවද? මම මගේ transactions හැමදාම record කරනවා පුතා. I'm not using any ledger accounts here because I know the practice name. I'm recording all the transactions, right, in a diary using this particular knowledge. So I know how much I have in my hand, right? What are the expenses that I have paid in the date? What are the things that I have to pay tomorrow? I have all the details. I have all the details. Right. Now it is the time to balance off the accounts. පුතේ හදන්න. Right. අපි අලුත් දෙනට මේක අලුත් කොටසක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But others listen to me. But I told you the discount columns are not normally balanced. Just record the totals and wait. Here the total is 0. Here the total is 4,000. And here the answer is 0. Get the total. Get the total. Now, the amount column of both the accounts can be balanced. I told you how to do it. The first thing is to recognize the side with the highest addition. Okay, the addition of this side, the debit side exceeds the credit side. පුතා දැන් මේක manually එකතු කරන්න ඕන. මම හිතනවා මෙතන ඉන්න හැම කෙනෙක්ම right simple additions අපිට maximum පුතේ right for accounting you don't. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. right? So what I was explaining was, right, in for accounting puta, you don't want those large, mathematics, right? You don't want them. Simple additions and deductions. Okay. So accordingly, the addition of the debit side of the cash book is 88,000. Record 88,000 here. And puta, after balancing, I'm explaining this for the two newcomers. The two sides of the balance has to be equal. So the other side also, it should be 88,000. The other side also, the balance has to be 88,000. Right? Now, to make this addition 88, do you understand? We have to put a figure here. Because the addition of the credit side is, put a count and see, it is 71,000. Okay. So I have to write something in here. මම එතන ලස්සන දෙයක් ලියනවා. ඒ තමයි පුතා, ඒ තමයි. Okay. I have to write 31st of May, balance carried down, BCD. That means how much I need to make this balance 88,000. What should I do? 88,000 minus the addition of this side. Addition is 71. Therefore, to make this balance 88, I need 17,000 this side. දැන් බලන්න මේ පැත්ත එකතුව අනිවාර්යෙන්ම 88,000. දැක්කද පුතා? Okay, good. Now, if you like, මේකත් ලියා ගන්න පුතේ. I told you, these things will be continued to the next accounting period. What is the next month? 6th June. 1st of June. Last month's BCD becomes the next month balance brought forward. And that is 17,000. But please note that we don't write BCD for discounts received and discounts allowed. Okay, good. Now let's do the same thing for bank account. So obviously the debit side exceeds the credit side. Once you see that, you can recognize it, right? The addition of the debit side is puta 136,000. Record 136,000. After balancing, I told you, both the sides have to be tallied. So this side also should be, it is 136,000. 136,000. That means, right, puta, on this date, we have a balance carried down. 31st of May, balance carried down. 136,000 minus the addition of this side, 79. ඒකෙන් මොකද මං කිව්වේ 136,000 minus 79,000, 57. දැන් ඔක ඔයා කැල්කියුලේට් කරලා හොයාගන්න ඕන හොඳේ. මොකද්ද කරන්න තියෙන්නේ පුතා? Recognize the higher side and write the same balance on the other side. Get the balancing figure. හරිද? And if you like, පුතා මේකටත් සමහරට ලකුණු හම්බ වෙනවා පුතේ. Record it as the balance brought forward in the next month. 1st of June, balance brought forward, is 57,000. Do you understand? මේක තේරුණාද? මේක තේරුණාද? හරිද? Right? Any question? Anything? Right. පුතා, now I'm going to give you a challenge. මම පොඩි challenge එකක් පුතාලට දෙන්නයි යන්නේ. හරිද? තේරිච්ච අය, අලුත් අය හැමෝම. You have to answer this question. This question, I mean question number 5 as a homework. හරිද? homework එකක් විදිහට. පුතේ, and I need to ask something from the class. පුතා මේක මාක් කරගන්න homework විදිහට. Right? I want to ask something from the class. හැමෝම ඉන්න තැනම අහමු. පුතේ, now we are in the 9th competency. Now we are in the 9th competency, right? Now I think in most of your schools, still you are in the 4th or 5th competencies. Am I correct? Am I correct? Duniti? Oshani? What is the lesson in progress in your school, Puta? Janidu? What is the lesson in progress in your school? Can I know the lesson number, the name? Okay. Kawuda pe additions? Okay, 8 competency. Right. Netmi? Resen? 8. හරි. එහෙනම් අපි යන ස්පීඩ් එක හොඳයි නේද? So පුතේ, anyone, right, who have attended for my classes, if you want any previous recordings, just give me a call, right? And the newcomers, Jevin and Herschel, right? Right, Herschel, if you want, give me a call tonight. We can discuss about the process of purchasing those recorded sessions. Okay. So Pute, then, okay, Puta, good. Now listen to me. Please mark this question as a homework number 5. We are discussing the answers for this activity on the next week. And I'll be providing you with another tutorial containing a bank account and other ledger accounts. Podi ganan tika kapi hadamu. Now, in that, so on the next week, Puta, I'm not including the cash book. Then cash book ek harani. So I told you what we have learned today. Sometimes, Pute, me balanna, right? We don't deposit the check on the same date. We record that in the first in the cash book. Later, it will be deposited. Right? Remember that. First, it is debited to the cash book, and when the check is deposited in the bank account, cash book credit, bank account is debited. Remember that process. Okay, good. So then that's all for today. I think we had a very useful session. And children, I want to see all your tutorials after completing this activity. So please send it to the group, right? Ivaronta passe puthe make a group ekata evanna message එකක් විදිහට, right? I want to see all your completed tutorials and I have to go through the homework as well, right? And in the next week, if you like, we can discuss the answer for this matter, this question number 5. If not, we are starting with a new, right? If you all have done the answers, right? I'm going to start the proceedings with a new tutorial containing the bank account and other relevant ledger accounts. Okay, then. I think everybody understood the lesson today, right? And children, study well, stay happy. හැම්බෙලේ මම කියනවා පොඩි ළමයි සන්තෝෂෙන් ඉන්න ඕන, hina වෙලා ඉන්න ඕන. හරිද? Right? And do not lose those qualities, right? Be good to everyone that you meet. Okay? Right? And don't take any right difficult burdens to your head. Still you all are right young. Tama podi lamai, right? So Puta, that's all from this side, for today's lesson. Until we meet again on next week, stay safe. Good night and God bless you, Puta. Thank you very much. Good night.